For this thing, all you bitches best to know my name. Nobody you hoes, I'm coming rough South Park. Catch you at the dark, I'ma spit your fucking chest apart. Follow you. part. Follow you. Especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. No threat to a Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand.
What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Happy Hotep Thursday. Welcome to Cannon. I'm sorry, geez. The Hotep's been told you after party. I am Cannon Hotep, and joining me tonight, as always, is my man Jay Pylon, which I don't, what in the world is going on? They got you in the corner right there, Jay. Holy smokes. What is going on here? Bear with me, y'all. Need to fix Jay's, need to fix his camera. That's a weird. Hold up. What the heck is going on here? Let's see.
It's the UFO footage.
I know, right? It's that UFO footage, boy. Goodness gracious. I wonder why I was acting like that. Bear with me, fellas. Bear with me. Oh, man. Let me do this real quick. It's always fun. Look, that one looks just fine. What the hell is going on here? Let's find out what the properties are on this one. It's the same thing. Okay, so let's just do this. Right now, J-Talk, figure it out. This is what we're going to do. Bow. There we go. We got my man Jay Pollon in the building. What's going on, Jay?
What's good with it?
Nothing much. I don't know what the hell be going on with fucking OBS, bro.
I'm over here in this corner.
Yeah, you in the corner, bro. You in the corner. I got you up there. Picture in picture, baby. Picture in picture. Take it back to the 90s when you had that big ass flat screen television. Remember that? And that was the biggest. Yeah, it was the biggest sell. They saw picture in picture TV. Remember that?
So you could watch one game. You can flip back between the games when the scores started getting hot on one sport. You could go check out the other. That was like the draw of the picture in picture.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what it was. I'll just remove this and then we're gonna do another one. Boom. Get out of here. Yeah. And we're gonna fix this. That's crazy. Anyway. If you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Please, guys, share the stream. Let people know we live. If you're catching that replay, let me know how I'm doing. I could use that constructive criticism, everybody. There we go. I could use the constructive criticism.
Is hoodies up on the show tonight?
Yeah, hoodies up, y'all. I'm feeling real Assassin's Creed-ish tonight.
Man,
especially the way
Cassius said, look like he about to fight Ivan Drago.
especially the way Trump handled CNN last night. Mm-hmm. Holy smokes, bro! He wore their ass out, boy. Like I said, it was like when Ivan Drago fought Apollo Creed. He's like throwing the damn towel. Holy smokes! They ain't know when to quit, boy. Goodness gracious. I know they got some good ratings out of it, but holy smokes.
They needed that.
He whooped that ass. Huh?
See, they needed that.
Yeah, they did.
CNN was on the, Disney is on the decline. I don't know if you saw those numbers coming out.
Yeah, I heard about it.
A lot of subscribers dropping off and the movie's not doing so good. They got they got a little bit of issues. But when they make so many billions, they just figure, hey, we'll just keep it the way it is.
Yep. Yep.
Instead of doing what the fans would like to see. But yeah, he came out there and you saw the next day, like the media was mad. They were mad. That's when I knew he must have done I didn't get to catch a stream because they didn't send the notifications out.
Of course not. And they hit it for 13 hours after the fact.
So waking up in the morning and seeing AOC was mad about it and seeing Joy Barr was mad about it and other talking heads, I said, "Oh, so he must have been doing good because they would have been happy about it if he was getting clowned and stumbling over his words
Yo, I knew it wasn't going to go CNN's way when I knew it wasn't going CNN's way when he pulled out the receipts. He went there he pulled them receipts out of his coat pocket like Big Mama pulling out a $2 bill to send you to the corner store to get some flour. Oh my gosh, boy. Yo, somebody did it, yo. Somebody see, this is what I was talking about. So I did this last night. I was like, yo, CNN over that bitch like throwing the damn towel. Sorry. Oh, what's the name? Just powered back up. Look at this. Brick suit, CNN producer backstage, throwing the damn towel.
So are they not?
That tells me that Brick suit must listen to my stream because that was one of my jokes last night. Because I was just like, put your hands up, guard your grill, do something, He's just pummeling you. Oh my goodness gracious, man. It was good to see him back on the stage. You know what I mean? I guess it might be for the best for the Democrats not to have any debates, boy, because I don't know who can roll with him, I don't know who can roll with him. Nickel Slick ain't rolling with him. Nichols, they going to have to hide him back in the basement, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they said that there were going to not be the debates going on further down. There's no debates, so I don't know how that's going to look. Really,
it's going to look terrible. It's going to look terrible because you want to hear the exchange of ideas, right? And you want to hear so it's like, all right, we don't want no debates, but CNN going to sit there because there wasn't a town hall in my opinion. She was sitting there holding a grudge, debating Donnie T is what happened. That's what she was doing. She was debating Donnie T.
The media used to go in on politicians. It didn't matter if you were left or right back in the day. It was back in the day. Then they just got softer and softer until they want to ask Nickel Slick about his ice cream and what he eat for breakfast.
Right.
Those kind of hardball questions.
Yeah, he got a whole list of who to call on.
Yeah.
Exit stage right.
People that might ask tough questions.
You, so you in all caps. You
will answer this person. You will
walk
go back to
left.
where you're supposed to.
So check it out right here. This is the one where he pulled them receipts out, Jay. This is when I knew it was over for CNN.
To what happened on that day.
You said you weren't. Say that.
He has testified that, Mr. President.
He did not say that.
But you said you weren't very involved that day. You did tell your supporters to come to Washington. You tweeted about it.
Fair use.
Am I allowed to say that?
When they went to the Capitol and they were breaking into the Capitol, smashing windows, injuring police officers, why did it take you 3 hours to tell them to go home?
I don't believe it did. Oh, let me pull it out.
Let me pull it out. Like AJ said, watch how you show it to the audience.
So if you look at on January 5th, the day before,
oh my God,
I said, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are
put it in
on
reverse,
the side
Terry.
of our country. Stay peaceful. Stay peaceful. This was the day before, and this was
he had timestamps and all that shit.
Truth Social. I think it's far superior. Okay. I hope everybody.
He had timestamps and all that shit, yo, and she still was trying to go with her narrative, but she couldn't. They did not expect that. They did not expect him to come with receipts. The minute he had them, I was like, oh, it's a wrap. He came all the way prepared. And I guarantee they was in her ear. Next question. Cut him off. Next question. I guarantee it, bro. And then,
to end it quickly.
Byron Donalds, he was on the panel. Oh, he was wearing their ass out, too. Because you already know it, so you already know what happened, right? He was whooping her ass so bad on that town hall that they had to pull together some panels to start spinning some of the shit he said. For example, he called the black man the thug, right? He was referring to the officer that shot Ashley Babbitt in the chest. Then he was like, he belittled or he made fun of whatever her name is, Caitlin Collins, calling her a nasty person. Like she was being a bitch. And that's not the first time, apparently, she was being a bitch to Donald Trump. He called her ass out in a press conference. We'll go to that later.
Is that right?
Yeah, and then he made fun of E. Jean Carroll, or whatever the fuck her name is. She batshit crazy. I remember covering her on a stream a couple of years ago where she tried to hit on fucking Anderson Cooper.
You tried to hit on him?
Live on television, yo. I think she was trying to sell a book, and it was crazy, right? So Byron Donald, though, so it was basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5, because the guy was fence sitting next to him on one, and Byron Donald just wore that ass out. He was like, "Okay, no, we ain't about to do that. This is not what this about to be." Check this shit out. Hold on, boom.
First of all, town halls are for the voters, not for the press, not for the person who's the moderator. Caitlin spent more time interjecting her own viewpoints or her own views on the situation.
Excuse me, those are actually facts.
Now, are you guys not going to interject your views on here, or do I get a chance to speak now?
If you're speaking falsely, those were facts.
The town hall is for the president to speak to the voters of New Hampshire, not for this back and forth with media. That's number one. Hold on. That's number one. Number two, with respect to Ukraine, I totally disagree. He did not say he was just going to give over Ukraine the way you intimate, Van. He did not say that.
He didn't say
what he said
did not say that he would stand for a victory.
What he said is that he would actually look for a solution to end.
So what he's talking about regarding the Ukraine thing, Donnie T was like, "Hey, yo, I guarantee if I was president, it'd be over in 24 hours. I could find a resolution." And they kept asking, are you willing to say that the man from Moscow is a war criminal? He's like, no, I'm not going to say that. The minute you start saying that and y'all start going for him, it's going to make him fight harder. How many times we done said that? Y'all keep backing him into the corner. Y'all keep backing him into the corner saying all that stuff. He gonna come out fighting, right? Harder than he already is. You know what I mean? But y'all want to keep calling him a war criminal. And Donnie T was like, no, that's stupid. You want to de-escalate and you want to stop this without any more loss of life. Why would you call him a war criminal and say y'all coming for him? You know, and for war criminals, what they do? They kill you. It's death, right? You go to the Hague or whatever it's called. You know what I mean? He gonna be like, all right, I'm taking everybody with me then. You know, that's the potential of what could happen. So they conflated it saying, oh, he wasn't willing to call the man from Moscow a war criminal, and he wasn't willing to say that we should keep funding Ukraine. No, because it's dumb. He said he would find a solution that worked for both sides to end it peacefully without any further loss of life, which is a great answer. But, you know, Van Jones, he was over there tap dancing, boy. He was tap dancing. He looked like Michigan J. Frog over there, bitch. Where he was tap dancing.
And did quickly. He put 24 hours on it, but let's be very clear. What Joe Biden has done has been a disaster, because initially with Ukraine, Joe Biden wanted to give Vladimir Zelensky a ride out of Dodge. He wanted to give him a plane ride, and it wasn't until people in Moscow, in Ukraine, here in the United States said this invasion is wrong that Joe Biden reversed course.
Do you want a victory in Ukraine?
Look, that's all he can come out with.
Response to everything that's been coming up on the table. Last thing, let me say this. We spent 22, 23 minutes talking about January 6th. We could have been talking about a whole lot of other issues instead of doing that for the first half hour or so. But let me be very clear. What
Get a man a round of applause.
About National Guard troops that were authorized by Caitlin was wrong. I'm on the Oversight Committee. I was in 2 hearings on January 6th. It was testified in oversight that Donald Trump authorized National Guard troops on January 4. He followed up in a call with then acting Secretary of Defense on January 5, trying to see where the deployment was on those troops. That is testimony in the Oversight Committee.
And you're 100% right. I don't know how many videos I done did on that shit. I don't know how many videos I done did on that shit, Jay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, he asked for 10,000 National Guard troops, and Pelosi said she didn't like the optics, right? I brought it up on Tim Pool. I did a video on it. I did live streams on it, and we already know why they didn't want the footage, because they had all the informants in the crowd, including old Ray Ray. Old Ray Ray. Look, Tracy Keene said Cannon just dropped the Michigan J. Frog reference, digging deep. Hey, I'm almost 40, Tracy. I know about old Michigan J. Frog. Hello, my baby. I know all of that, goddammit. What about the WB? I like chicken.
Everybody testified in Oversight Committee when Nancy Pelosi was Speaker of the House, except one organization, and that was the Capitol Police.
Did you read the Secretary
Nancy
of Defense's
Pelosi would
book?
not allow that. I'm telling you what was testified to in the Oversight Committee under oath.
But let me just correct you, because what Caitlin was saying was what the former Secretary of Defense wrote in his book. He said
they was in damage control
what he testified to under oath. In the Oversight Committee.
Congressman, can I just ask?
Are the facts. Go ahead.
You do acknowledge Donald Trump lost the 2020 election, correct?
Here they go.
Again, we're going to continue to talk about 2020.
No, I mean, it's a
See, now they trying to gang up on him.
Let me tell you.
Now they trying to gang up on him, bro.
Voters are frankly kind of tired of y'all bringing this up. Inflation, border.
You don't have the courage to express your opinion about what
I'm a
happened.
Republican.
Look, you see how they trying to come for him, yo?
Voters want to
He
talk
held his
about
own.
inflation, the border,
He held his
fentanyl,
own.
the debt ceiling, foreign policy. If you want to talk about the
American
2020
democracy.
election, let's talk about this. We do know that Mark Elias was in many jurisdictions suing to actually change election procedures, which, by the way, is at the hands of the state legislature in every state, according to the Constitution. Not in the hands of courts, not in the hands of the Supreme Court, the state legislature. We do know that to be a fact. We do know that
You won't state your opinion about factually
You
what
see how
happened.
they
in
losing the
2020.
fight.
Want me to make a statement. Frank, let me tell you right now.
They losing they losing the fight, so now they trying to corner him, to discredit him. You see what they doing, bro?
Yeah, I saw that. Deflection.
Deflection. They trying to corner him to discredit him.
Let's deflect what you just said, not take it point by point or unpack it, but let's deflect from that. Go full circle back to what we want to talk about, because we didn't like what point you were making.
Exactly. Facts. But I've done but he's right, and he's like he was just in there just punching them all, proverbially punching them all in the mouth.
You think he's angling for the vice presidential spot with Donnie T?
Say it again.
You think he's angling himself for that VP spot with
Donnie T? I don't know. That's what everybody thinks.
He's been pushing. I mean, himself out there into different spotlights. So I was just thinking maybe he's. You remember when they had that Speaker of the House thingy, right? And he was up in that as well. I'm just thinking he's trying to see what kind of little spot he can.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. The thing is, he might. I mean, it might. It wouldn't be a bad look. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be a bad look. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I can't find this one video I'm looking for. But hold on, let's keep it going.
What's frustrating to a lot of people. You want me to state it the way you want me to state it.
No, I don't.
I am telling you.
I want you to just answer the question.
And the reasons behind why certain people look at the 2020 election the way that they do.
I understand why some people believe it.
Moving forward into 2024, a couple of things are very, very clear. The nation is a mess. Our border is overrun. Inflation is crippling every family. Republican, Democrat, Independent. Those are the facts of the matter in 2024. Not 2020.
Just ask you a question?
Not 2020.
He was knocking them out, bro. He was knocking them out. You know what I mean? Because they brought together two panels, and they were just trying to railroad. And you know how they do. They'll let you watch a whole thing, and they'll come out and be like, all right, this is what y'all really saw. Oh, this is what he said, but this is what he meant. You know what I mean? You know how they do, right? So, he was defending them, and that's what's up. And CNN, I think CNN, they realized they effed up bad, right? They might have got those ratings, but they grew his base. They got Donnie T base bigger, I think, in my opinion.
This was like the official jump off. What you could like.
Yeah.
And so it's gonna be funny. That's why they were trying to entangle him with all this these different lawsuits and different things that they're pushing for, because they know he's a threat within the establishment.
If you don't see it,
yeah, I found the video finally. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, hold on. Yeah, I found it. Good Lord. But yeah,
if you don't see it by now,
golly mighty, now
I don't know.
Hold on, it's not even playing now. Hold on. Let's do this. But yeah, so I don't know, bro. I think they realized they screwed up big time, right? I think there's like shit.
Yeah,
but
DMW saying, CNN needs Trump in the worst way. Their ratings fell off all the way. Whenever they weren't covering him.
Right.
Whenever they were just covering other stuff, everyone just stopped tuning in. But they need him because he's their scapegoat villain. And then when he comes through and starts wrecking shop, all they can do is say, well, he's lying and we don't like him, right? They can scrunch their faces up and look mad about it. So, I mean, that's basically, and then they don't have any, goes back to the solutionary talk, right? They're not providing solutionary talk. They're just trying to push the narratives or the agenda that's been set before them by their leaders and by their interests, their self-interest or the interests above them. It's not, they're not working cohesively with what Donalds was talking about, like the American structure or the things that we've been seeing with inflation and poverty and border crises and the different things that are going on around us. We're worried about pronoun wars and, and whatever's the current agenda.
Right.
It's that revolving door, and it only swings one way with CNN.
Oh, you already know. Let me see if this video will play real quick. There we go.
If you don't see it by now.
All right. So check it out. This is what I did a couple of years ago, where I showed from PJ Media where he asked for 10,000 troops.
I don't know what to tell you.
Tonight, the nation's capital on high alert. Officials warning domestic terrorists are plotting another attack on the Capitol tomorrow. An intelligence bulletin overnight stating An unidentified group of militia violent extremists had discussed plans to take control of the U.S. Capitol and remove Democratic lawmakers. That threat linked to a far-right conspiracy theory pushed by QAnon, falsely claiming Donald Trump will assume the presidency tomorrow on March 4th.
So let me give you a loose translation of what you just heard. Government plans to attack and overthrow the government with an unnamed militia based on loose allegations and unnamed sources created by the government. I'm telling y'all, this is controlled chaos. How many times we've heard about a plot or an attack planned by some group only to find out that the ringleader was informants, agent provocateurs, if you will. And because of this so-called threat, Congress decided to suspend today's session. In this one story, they further managed to demonize guns, Trump supporters, as well as drag Trump's name through the mud just a little further. And this all comes on the heels of January 6th. And come on, we all know what January 6th was. The National Guard had to wait 3 hours before they could go in. I wonder why. I'm trying to figure out why the National Guard wasn't called in ahead of time. Wait a minute. Didn't Trump say he requested like 10,000 troops ahead of the rally? It's from PJ Media. Trump said he requested.
Look at the date, March 1st, 2021. Is when this was happening, because March 4th they were trying to say that he was going to retake the White House by force and all this other bullshit. So that just tell you when I did this video.
The 10,000 National Guard troops at Capitol prior to riot, but was rejected. Days before the Capitol riot on January 6th, President Trump personally requested 10,000 National Guard troops be deployed at the Capitol over concerns of the crowd side. He revealed on The Next Revolution with Steve Hilton on Fox News Sunday evening. He said the request was denied over the optics that the troops' presence would create. I said, look, this rally is going to be bigger than anyone thinks. I think you should have 10,000 National Guard ready. They gave it to the people at the Capitol, which is controlled by Pelosi, and I heard they rejected it because it wouldn't look good. Which I need to understand is that we're in an information war, and right now, the redacted are playing lights out. If you don't see it,
you know what I mean, so there you go. He asked for 10,000 Guard troops, like he said. You know what I mean? Also in the hearings, they also brought that up. They also brought that up in the hearings. All right. But you know, CNN, they gotta, you know what they gotta do, Jay. You know exactly what CNN gotta do, bro.
Yeah. Keep the lie alive! Keep the lie alive! Keep the lie alive!
Keep that lie alive, baby. Keep that lie alive. Anyway.
Yeah, but, I recall with that video.
Yeah.
I saw it. I was like, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, because it's funny because he was right. Because yeah, like I put in the chat, you know, those grassroots revolutions, movements, militias, all those groups, they're 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, I guess I should say. It's all informants and otherwise agents and stuff like that. But you look back when they can't get access to your group, what they do, they take that leader out or they put him in jail.
Facts.
You could look at that not messing around guy. Pointed his weapon at officers or whatever, and there's no conclusive evidence that he ever did such a thing. But they couldn't infiltrate his group. They couldn't co-opt it, and they know when they see grifting groups, right? Like we see with BLM and stuff like that. They know that they're just in place to financially secure the bag for themselves and not provide solutions, because the last thing that these groups in power want is solutions to be provided. They don't want common sense solutions. They want the problems to keep existing so they can talk about them, get funding for the problem, but never do anything about it.
That's facts. That's facts. Lisa D says, I remember a day or two before 1-6, he was talking about authorizing it. You know what I mean? You know, Reba Wilson says, shout out to Donnie T. Yo, what do you think? Do you think so? With this, with these allegations and these indictments and stuff, do you think that is going to mess him up? You think it's going to stop his what's the word? His presidential run?
If you don't know him by now, you've been under a rock somewhere. Come on, this is like everyone has their has their view already. They already took up their position, right?
Yeah.
So it's not gonna switch that. And I don't buy all that swaying this or swaying that voter who hasn't made up their mind yet nonsense. I mean, the reality is a lot of people are probably just there's gonna be certain demographics, certain different groups, certain people individually that may choose to be out there, campaigning on his behalf or on the other side's behalf, and then you'll see that those groups have a kind of influence. You know what I'm saying? Like regionally or within their own area, because we go back to Arizona, Pennsylvania, and those other spots that really need to secure up their area and their way of doing things. And then, we got protocol in the building, and he talks about Georgia and what's going on there locally. So we're gonna have to see large swaths of groups in their political positions, in their fields, making sure and maintaining that everything goes through this time, and that we don't get so many, we don't get Ethel, who's 295, voting again. You know what I'm saying? So she's born in 1775. This is going to be something that I think that they're going to have to really push for, and I think that's where the outcome of everything will rely. And I think he probably stands a good spot of getting back in there with things being as shaky as they are. Not to forget, when they get close to the end games, both sides will have that October surprise they're going to throw at us, right?
Yeah, and I stand by.
Watch for that.
I stand by what I said. I don't think DeSantis runs this year. I don't think he runs this term or this race. I think he'll let people build up, but I don't think he runs this race. Like I said before, I think the smart thing for him to do is to sit this one out and then run in 2028. That's just me. You know what I mean? Now he's on the burner then the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like they could be looking for him as the chosen one. However they want to play it out. DMW says, so CNN would rather believe the embellishments in the book than the actual oversight committee testimony. CNN is asshole. Yeah, it's exactly what it is, bro. That's exactly what it is. So now check it, right? Donnie T was on stage. They asked him about the whole sexual assault case, right? And he said, I don't know this lady. This lady is bat as crazy, right? He said, this lady bat as crazy. I don't know who she is. And she needs to, I guess, back up off from all this other stuff. He accounted her account, which was fucking hilarious, right? And CNN didn't appreciate the audience laughing along. Right, so somebody put up on Twitter, and I saw a snippet, and I was like, "Oh, I remember this. I think I talked about this. This lady is fucking crazy." Right? So check this out. So she was saying that the R word was sexy or some shit to women. Craziness, right? She looked like one of them ladies that be reading them novels, right? She like one of them ladies that wish she was in the woman's role in 50 Shades of Grey type shit, right? So here, check this out.
You don't feel like a victim.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished. Which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt.
Well, I think most people think of rape it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
You don't.
Bad shit crazy, bro. Bad shit crazy. This is the woman that won $5 million. And they said that she was defamed, which I find hard to believe given this this video being out here in the ether. This is who they awarded $5 million for and said she was sexually assaulted. This woman. So according to what Donnie T said, her story was that they met at some store and they immediately liked each other, right? And went they went to a dressing room and all this other bullshit, right? And even I had a question, like, Donnie T was rich. Like I don't see him just going into like a store and doing something. Like, he got people to go do that shit for him. You know what I mean? On top of that, she was older back then in 95, right? Donnie T was messing with them young tenderonis. You know what I mean? He messed with them young tenderonis. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Oh, man. I tell you. Her story just didn't make sense. I think, like I said, she another Blasey Ford in my opinion. You know what I mean? I think she another Blasey Ford. But hopefully he wins the appeal. Then at the end, she kind of gave Anderson Cooper the eye. I like, fascinating to talk to. Anderson Cooper kind of giggled like, bitch, I like men. Oh my gosh, man. But I'm telling y'all, that goes to show you, like Donnie T said, that you can't get a fair trial in New York. Not right now. You knew he wasn't gonna get one. And then he got some other lady coming out, said that he assaulted her on an airplane.
He was on the airplane?
And like, I forgot when she said it was, like 97 or something. Jabari said she wanted some of Andy Vanderbilt. Yeah, so you're gonna see another one come out, and depending on where that shit go, you know, it's just they trying to do everything in their power to bring Donnie T down, man. They trying to bring him down, but I doubt it. He gonna run, and then they gonna be pissed because I think people got a bad taste in their mouth. Like we said before, man. I think people got a lot of buyer's remorse when it comes to Joe Nickel Slick.
You know what? Let's think for a second though. You know, whenever he had the trial going, right? Mm-hmm. And you saw the people that were showing up in New York for it, those for it and those against it. Yeah. And it really wasn't even that. When you look at it, it was just like your typical leftists out there. It wasn't really that massive swell of people. I think that there's got to be a lot of people that probably just gonna be like, oh, we should probably just leave this one alone this time around. I'm just guessing here, but I just didn't see. You don't see the types of reactions that they thought would come out of it, right? Yeah. Like the leftists got all their kicks and giggles off of it, and then with the AI generated thing of him getting, taken down or running and getting the cuffs on him and stuff, they loved that, right? Right. But the reality of it hit different from what their fantasies and imaginations of it could ever do. So I think we'll see. I don't know. I think we'll see him leading in the polls against Joe for a minute here now too. I think that's going to be something to going into this, that you're going to see them trying to play catch up, because it's that brand name, and even he's like the Teflon Donald. So, yeah.
DMW said Donnie T could win from federal lockup.
There's just a segment of our population. One way feels one way, the other one feels another way.
Yeah, but Godspeed to Donnie T, because they're gonna be on his head, man, for the next year. They're gonna be on his head, man, especially come because January they supposed to start the whole what Alvin Bragg fucking indict him for. I forgot what Alvin Bragg indicted him for, but that trial's supposed to start in January. But that's also when primaries start. Yeah. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how they try to throw a wrench in his plans. So anyway, like the Biden crime bill might be coming back into full effect.
Is that right?
Yeah. Reaction PR has sent me something earlier today, a tweet that he had put out. Let's see. Is this it right here? Here we go. It says, breaking, President Biden is planning to issue new rules on asylum in the United States. According to the new rules, people who cross the border illegally will be banned from entering the United States for 5 years and could face felony charges. Yeah. This is the new administration's policy will disqualify immigrants from protection if they don't request refugee status in another nation before reaching the southern border. This rule will not apply to unaccompanied children.
Oh my goodness, my goodness. Oh no. Oh man, alive. Oh, I see that move.
Yeah, so
I see that adrenochrome move. What are they? They want the kids so badly. Oh my goodness.
Reaction PR, he says this is called expedited removal and has been on the books for years. Entering illegally is a misdemeanor. We say 8 U.S. Code 1325. If they're pushing for a felony, that means Crime Bill Biden is back, bro. So a lot of people, especially the laymen, the people who just started paying attention to shit, this was always his stance all along, right? Especially a lot of Democrats, right? They just been playing identity politics. Because him and old Barry O before border walls and all this other stuff, right? So I did a video on that as well. Like the head, here you go. Oh shit. What happened? There you go. You still believe in that build back better bullshit? There you go. This is when I was wearing the vest too, guys. It's not for dramatic effect. I was actually at work, needed it. So let's get it. Still believe in that build back better bullshit? Joe Raheem Biden signed an executive order to stop all construction on the border wall. Not only did he stop construction, he left like a 20-foot gap between the two border walls. Basically, he was like, nah, nigga, don't finish that shit. Leave it exactly how it was. I'm not sure if people really understand how important that border wall is. All I hear is, but they got different technology to stop the border crossings. What's that? Well, they got drones. Drones? What the fuck they gonna do? Blow the motherfuckers up crossing the border? You need a barrier. My question is, where was all this energy when Barack Obama wanted a border wall and border security? When Joe Biden voted for 700 miles of border fence? Oh, you don't believe me? Don't take my word for it.
The system's still broken. And to truly deal with this issue, Congress needs to act. And that moment is now. This week, the Senate will consider a common sense, bipartisan bill that is the best chance we've had in years to fix our broken immigration system. It will build on what we've done and continue to strengthen our borders. It will make sure that businesses and workers are all playing by the same set of rules. And it includes tough penalties for those who don't.
Who that sound like, Jay?
Biden.
It's fair for middle-class families by making sure that those who are brought into the system pay their fair share of taxes and for services.
It also sound like Donnie T when he was running that they tried to make him seem like he was racist for saying.
No, it's in the position. See, it's been that position for years now. With Donald and with Barry back in the day, it's been that position. They held the same position, and people, you tell them that or you show them that, like they don't believe it offhand. They're like, oh, it's too separate all the time, but it isn't.
Yeah, I need to put these on YouTube, y'all, because these are my Twitter rants that I had going on before I started YouTube. I need to put these up here.
And it's fair for those who try to immigrate legally by stopping those who try to skip the line. It's the right thing to do.
I voted for a fence. I voted for 700-mile fence.
Now, my question is, what changed? Because the situation didn't. I'm going to tell you exactly what changed. Politics changed. They don't care about you. They're only glomming on to what's popular at the time, the popular opinions at the time. Understand, folks, America's being mortgaged out to the highest bidder. And soon, the land you call home will be nothing but a dystopian prison that you only see in movies. Don't mind my edit, y'all. I was just learning how to edit too, goddammit.
Oh, you good, you good. The information is good. Solid.
So, yeah, so, but now we know what happened. It's order through chaos. Let's leave the border open. Let's let all these people in there, because he also, ran on allowing 700 miles of border wall to be a thing. He ran on 11 million undocumented citizens coming through. He ran on that shit. Right? So now he's ready to start locking people up coming across the border. So the question is did their tactics change? Did they say, oh shit, they might not vote for us when they get here. We need to go ahead and shut this shit down? Or are they trying to win the votes of the people in the middle?
Right. They I wonder what I just know I gotta look back into that about the felony part about it, because I'm just wondering if would they be sent away? Would they be sent away, or would they be allowed to stay, but they got felony on the record, so now they can't get now it's harder for them to get a job?
That's a good question. I don't know. I would assume it would be automatic. I guess the more rational or the more, common sense thing would be immediate deportation.
It would be, yeah. Because I'm gonna have to research that dig deeper into that, and because I'm just wondering when they do that, would that not set up like a slave class of people out there, like massively, like you would have people in the country, and then they just have to be unable to secure their rights within this country ever, but they would still stay in here, but they've got felonies and this and that, the third, that impede them from gaining lawful employment or citizenship, because I don't think you could get your citizenship that way. It would make it a whole lot tougher, and being an undocumented immigrant.
That's a good question. That's a good question, Jay. That's a good question. Damn, I didn't think about that. But all I know is that that's probably why they wanted to let Title 42 go away.
So let's imagine this for a second. Like, this is the way it sounds to me. So I and my son sneak in over here. I catch the felony rap.
Right.
Where do they take the unaccompanied? If I'm away, then that child becomes unaccompanied. Does that change the definition of me coming in and now I'm have a felony, or am I sent back, or does the child stay and go into a different part of the system? What happens with that? I'm just wondering what all the ramifications would be. I guess that would take an immigration attorney to break down some of the merits of those things, because it would be criminal. It's criminal as is, but then where do they stand on where you can go or where you can't go? Because then if you try to reapply for your citizenship legally through the United States, you'd have a felony on your record, and that would be against, I think, U.S. Code 8 or whatever that's called. I could be wrong. I thought it was USA Code 8.
Yeah, it's Code 8.
It's Code 8?
Yeah, that's what Reaction PR said. He said it was misdemeanor Code 8 USC.
4 times 2 is 8. It was all a trap all along.
1325.
42.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's you got USC 1325. So that's crazy.
Then we would have, I would just think that, like what Montoya is talking about, I'm just thinking that if they're not going to, I don't know, it's the way that it sounds set up to me is that you're going to have individuals that, what happened to the Dreamer stuff that they were talking about? They went back to an old school Republican idea of felonies for border crossing. I thought that was something that GOP came up with a long time ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Order through chaos, baby. Order through chaos.
What the heck timeline is this?
Right. We're going to see what happened. We about to see what happened, man. We about to see what happened. They baited them in, and the old bait and switch.
Switching a bait just so they can grab the kids. And they need super cheap labor, I guess. So they're going to make a slave class out of these people.
Sandy says, is anybody live streaming the border? I don't know. I'm sure somebody got to be, but I'm not sure. That's a good question, Sandy. So, Lisa D, she says she's in Cali as well. Shoot, when I was leaving California, about to get on the plane, when I was driving through, I could see, you know, all of the Mexican, I guess I'm saying Mexican, but immigrants, working in the on those farms and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they had citizenship or not, you know, but it was like along the coast. That's all I saw, and it's also in Texas a little bit. So it's interesting. Anyway. So,
oh, did you say? I guess you're not allowed to say monkeypox anymore.
What? Why not? Well, we always was calling it something. We always was calling it something else, though.
It's now called the Mpox.
Of course.
And they said that they downgraded it to it's no longer an emergency.
You know what that tell me? You know what that tell me when they said we can't call it monkeypox no more? It must affect black people more. Gonna be black people coming down with it. We can't call it monkeypox. We was never calling it that. We was calling it the Billy Porter pox, wasn't we?
Oh no.
Wasn't that the term? It was Billy Porter pox, booty pox. That's all I remember. Oh my gosh, man, that shit was a fucking flash in the pan. I hope that shit don't resurge. Anyway, let's go back to New York, yo. New York. Subway train, Jordan Neely choked out by Daniel Penny. There's a lot of people, you know, for him being charged and against him being charged, but apparently he's going to be charged, bro. Excuse me, guys. 24-year-old Marine to be charged with manslaughter in Jordan Neely chokehold death. DA. Let's see what they say.
Chokehold, a decision on criminal charges. And now we know what those charges are. Good evening. I'm Chuck Scarborough. Natalie Pasquarella has the night off. Sources tell us that Daniel Penny, the Marine veteran who put Neely in that chokehold, will turn himself in tomorrow morning. The medical examiner ruled that the cause of death, of Neely's death, was the chokehold used to subdue him when other passengers grew concerned about their safety because of his behavior. News 4's Andrew Siff is live at City Hall and has breaking details for us. Andrew.
Right, Chuck. We have learned that the criminal charge against Daniel Penny will be manslaughter in the second degree. That was confirmed by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, and it comes 10 days after the death of Jordan Neely, a death that caused an emotional outcry in the city. With protesters ratcheting up the volume. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg's office confirmed today 24-year-old Marine veteran Daniel Penny will be charged with manslaughter in the second degree for the chokehold incident that killed Jordan Neely on the F train May 1st.
We need people to be held accountable for their actions. However, us here, we don't want this story to just be about the need to incarcerate this man.
Protesters here learning of the new development in the case from News 4 after a week of demonstrations questioning Neely's death.
Shut it down! It's 10 days too late. Yes, it's some steps towards progress, but we've been waiting for progress too long.
The 30-year-old Neely had been on a special city homeless watch list. He was considered a potential risk to himself and others. Daniel Penny's attorneys said Neely was aggressively threatening passengers and that Penny never intended to harm him. Mayor Adams today again sidestepped when asked his view of whether what happened was criminal.
If this case goes to trial or anywhere further, I don't want someone to talk about changing venues, that the mayor tainted when the police falls under one of his agencies.
We follow the facts.
DA Alvin Bragg was asked about the case at a justice panel this week.
We do that work mostly, behind closed doors, and that's important because we don't want to impair investigation.
Bragg's office did not comment this afternoon beyond confirming that charge of manslaughter in the second degree. We've reached out to attorneys for Daniel Penny and also attorneys for Jordan Neely's family, have yet to hear back. And law enforcement sources tell us they believe that Daniel Penny will turn himself in to a police precinct in Lower Manhattan tomorrow morning. We're live at City Hall. Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
So I don't know what the fuck manslaughter in the second degree is.
Right? I have to look that up. What's it, manslaughter in the second?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see what we got here. So, looks like manslaughter in the second degree. A person is guilty of manslaughter in the second degree when he wantonly causes the death of another person, including but not limited to situations where the death results from the person's operation of a motor vehicle, leaving a child under the age of 8 years in a motor vehicle under circumstances which manifest an extreme indifference to human life, and which create a grave risk of death to the child, thereby causing the death of the child. So it sounds like it's like unintentional, is what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. So it almost sounds like involuntary. You know what I mean? It almost sounds like involuntary, in my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm reading that wrong. But it sounds like it's like almost like involuntary manslaughter, I guess. So, like, you know, operation of a motor vehicle, you know, leaving a child in the car. You didn't try to kill the kid. The kid just died as a result of it. You know what I mean? So that's what it seems like it is. It's like involuntary. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that, right? Now, I think he should. I'm not saying that he should get off scot-free. I think he, you know, a death did result from his actions. So I think he should have to justify. It should be justified. If he can prove that, you know, Neely was being a threat or a danger to everybody else, and people can corroborate that story, then he'll be okay. But that's the thing, I don't know. I mean, I think Alvin Bragg went after him because of the court of public opinion. But it still comes down to two things, Jay. Was Neely just selling wolf tickets? Was Neely just sitting there, you know, whoop-de-whoop, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, blah, blah, but not touching anybody? And then Penny, you know, snuck up on him, choked him, right? Or was he an imminent threat and Neely, Penny stopped the imminent threat? That's what it's going to come down to. And if he got people on that train that's willing to testify to say, no, he was an imminent danger to us and he stopped him, thank you, he walks.
I'll be right back.
All right, no problem. He walks, you know what I mean? So that's just my opinion on that, man. As true, Montoya, imminent threat is subjective. A motherfucker could be over top of you with a knife and you kill him, and then a jury or your peers might still find you guilty. You right about that. You know what I mean? Shit is crazy. But yeah, right. You're right, Sandy. It's a tragedy any way you look at it. You know, it's sad that kid lost his life. This Marine may lose his freedom over this. You know, thing is, we don't know what happened on that train. What we know is that he choked him out. We do know that, you know, from the video that I seen, I saw like a 3 or 4 minute video where Neely was being combative, and then he went to sleep, and then Penny got off of him, and then they put him in a recovery position, and then he started, you know, you saw his chest rise, he gasped for air. And people that, you know, fight or whatever, or no martial arts, you cut off circulation of blood to the brain, you go to sleep. But then when you let go, sometimes it looks like you're convulsing, but it's like your body jump starting again. You know what I mean? But it's a sad state of affairs, period, full stop. The city of New York failed Jordan Neely. He shouldn't have been on the streets. He shouldn't have been in public. Arrested 42 times, you know, some aggravated assaults, stuff like that. He should have been somebody's program. He should have been somebody's halfway house. He should have been getting help. All right. Funny part is that those same people out there, Justice for Jordan Neely, marching and shit, I guarantee they the same people that just walked past that dude, stepped over him, you know, gave him the look. Anyone, you know, now they out there, you know, glomming onto his name to get a Instagram follow. That's the sad thing. You know what I mean? Oh, man. I don't know what to think about it. Like I said, To me, it comes down to two things. Was Neely just selling wolf tickets and then, but wasn't touching anybody, and Penny choked him out, or was Neely in imminent danger to people on that train and Penny choked him out? That's what it's going to come down to. Period. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so let's go over to our favorite. Before we begin, if you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share this stream, guys. Let people know we're live. If you're catching the replay, leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Can use that constructive criticism. Use that constructive criticism. Really can. See something. Let's see. Check this shit out, right? So it's a lady, like, I don't know where she is. She's testifying before some kind of body. And she's talking about these books that are being found in the schools. This shit is interesting, guys. So let's get to it. Check this out.
State-sponsored child abuse look like? Genderqueer in my son's library. Child-on-child oral sex.
This is crazy. In her kid's library.
Pedophilia. A grown man grabbing the penis of an adolescent. Fun home. Cartoons of adult women engaged in vaginal oral sex. Can you see that from here? Because I have blow-ups if you need it. Push. Graphic detail of a female child repeatedly raped by her father.
This shit is crazy.
An African-American child, Senator Street.
This is what they're putting in our kids' schools. These books are what they're putting in our kids' schools, guys. This shit is sad. This shit is sad. This shit is sickening. Sickening. It make me, it's almost uncomfortable to hear. It is uncomfortable to hear, but yet they're giving it to our children. Last week we played a video of a kid reading, 11-year-old reading an excerpt from a book that he found in his library at his school.
He climb on me. Shut up, he say. He slapped my ass. You wide as the Mississippi. Don't tell me a little bit of dick hurt your heifer. Get used to it. He laugh. You is used to it.
That's enough of that. But yeah, so this shit is crazy, man. This is in schools. Oh, sorry. Let's go back to this one. Jay got to do the daddy thing. It says, yeah, we were in our local school libraries. We was in there with pictures and reading excerpts on the records. Bro. You know what I mean? This shit is crazy, y'all. This shit is sad. That shit is sad, man. Like, that's what they giving the kids. That's what they giving the kids. I'm telling you guys, they're trying to indoctrinate our children. That's what they want to do. They want to indoctrinate our children.
Hit them with that confusionism. Get them confused. Get them doubting themselves.
They trying to make them all sexual so they can start passing that pedo shit. That's what they trying to do.
Yeah, it's the ultimate goal. But you see that little clip they put on, like the Transformers, and the little girl in the story was saying that she was non-binary. You keep pushing that into the media that the children are absorbing, and then that will keep continuing to create that. It goes back to that eugenics, right? Population control, depopulation. They want to put that confusion in their minds early,
jury
so
found
that they can abscond themselves later on, and we can have a society that's more like the Sodom and Gomorrah and how they want it, really. I mean, because you're ultimately right. they want to put that P into that alphabet soup.
Oh, they been talking. They did a TED talk on that shit back in the day.
Yeah. Yes, it's heading that way eventually, right? Mm-hmm. And so you see a lot of people just trying to stand up for it. So it's like this dangerous road that they're going down, and then it's sick to see what's going to happen with these migrant children coming in too. Like they're going to be unaccompanied. Where are they going to be kept at? What's going on with that? If there's this entire cycle of propping up these individuals that are going to be vultures.
Yeah.
And they're going to prey on the weak. And one of the softest targets there is, but the kids. So that's what their end game is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. That is true. I don't know, man. It's just sad, man. It's sad to see what they're doing to these kids. Period. Sandy says over 50% of the attempted book bans last year involved books with LGBTQ characters and themes. Books are a vital way that children, adolescents, and adults learn about themselves and our world. That is true. That is true. So when you can, like you say, you control the knowledge, man. You control the world. That's what they're trying to do, man. These people are horrible.
They're gonna make that kind of reading mandatory in the schools, and the Bible will be banned. That's what they're pushing for, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna have a ban on Bibles, but smut and self-deterioration ideas that go against one's person, those are going to be pushed out, and it's going to say this is the excellent reading material for your child to look into, and it's going to be things that are detrimental to their health and their mind, their well-being, their spirit, everything that goes against their common will, and it's going to be exactly what they want to push out there.
I like that. Who controls the printed page controls the thinking age. The thinking of the age. That's true too. That is true. Anyway, guys, like I said, debrief your kids when they come home. Stay in their ear. Learn what they find out what they're learning in school. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do nowadays. You know what I mean?
That Jamie Foxx's film that was about to drop before all of a sudden
the clone Tyrone.
They cloned Tyrone, and what we've been talking about, or what they have been showing, even in that film 6th Day, is that the technology behind closed doors could possibly be 50 years out from what we understand. I think that they're just trying to hit us with that predictive programming once again, because like if he comes back and he's like, there was nothing wrong with me. You remember in that 6th Day movie, the football player crashes and bam, he breaks everything in his vertebrae. He's just gone. He'll be a vegetable for the rest of his life. They axe him out and they bring back another one. It was similar in plot in that film, The Island, too. They had clones of all the rich and powerful people had a clone of themselves, and every time something bad happened to them, like they got injured severely, or they died too early.
Yeah.
All they did was call up that lab. Hey, bring in that replacement. Bring that replacement in.
Yeah. No, you're right. You had that with remember Kevin Hart was in that horrible car crash. Supposedly it broke his back and some more shit. Next thing you know, he was good. It's really interesting.
Yeah, right. Or with Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner was in the snowplow incident. Don't forget that. Then all of a sudden he's all right, right?
Yeah.
Or he's back at it. Ooh, that's a scary thought.
Yeah.
That's like, dang. Are we in that Black Mirror
Tracy
world
Morgan,
already?
Tracy Morgan. You know what I mean? I don't know. These are all speculations, guys. And speaking of speculations of Kufi on Tight, we about to go into a little segment. We about to go to Kufi on Tight, guys. We going Kufi on Tight. We gonna go do this over on Rumble. So if you want to go Kufi on Tight, we got to go to my favorite Instagram page, Caddy Indigo. They have all the best takes on the internet. It's just a curation of all Kufi on Tight material, guys. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get this here. Copy that. In the chat, I'm about to throw the Rumble. There we go. That's the Rumble, whatever it's called in the you know what I mean? It's the Rumble link, right? Oh shit, I had all this shit over here on Rumble. Why didn't you see why? I know why I didn't, because I didn't pop the chat off. Sorry, Rumble guys. Yeah, Jimmy Doss over there. We got Lala Galaxy over here. What's going on, guys? What's going on? I'm sorry, I didn't even see all this stuff, man. So hold on, I'm gonna go through this real quick. We got Lil Galaxy over here. Let's see, Jimmy Doss. What's going on? He said, I'll say it again. Byron Donalds should have been the Speaker of the House. Let me just pick out a few here. Shout out to Lil Galaxy saying they acting like a cult. Let me see. He said she wrote in on the Pound Me Too movement. Fuego, what's up? What's up? He says anti-immigration was a long-standing progressive position. It was often a union thing. I hear that. And yeah. So I appreciate you guys over here. We got Mischievous in the building. What's up? What's up? So again, I'm gonna go ahead and put this link in the chat one more time, and then I'm gonna add it to the description on YouTube. We headed over to Rumble, guys, to do some Koofy on tight. Boom. Do this. We're gonna do a couple of them, guys. We ain't gonna be too long. Boom. So all right, guys. So once y'all hit that link, head over to Rumble. We're gonna have some fun. There's fun times over there. We just start talking nonsense. We just get over there. We see whatever the conspiracy is, and we're gonna see if it pan out. If it's something that could have some validity to it, is it not? So let's go for it. Anyway, this is it for YouTube, guys. Hit that link. Head over to Rumble. Come hang out with us. On your way out, though, let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up, guys. On your way in the Rumble, get them likes up. Get them likes up. Anyway, for YouTube, for J Pylon, this is it for YouTube. Scan the Hotep saying be safe. Stay strapped. Don't miss. We holla at you.
So relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas